Hi guys. So if you're like me and you spend a lot of time at a desk, your hip flexors and your hips get really tight and sore at the end of the day. Just sitting in that position on a chair obviously is going to keep your legs in a certain position, and you want to open this up at the end of the day. So here's a few things you can do. The first one we're going to do is a lizard pose. So you're just going to get your right foot out in front of you and your left foot behind. You can use your blocks to bring the floor a little bit closer to you, and we're just going to press those hips down, opening up to the hip flexor, this one obviously on the left side. And we're just going to breathe here. Just take your time here. Let your body sink into this pose, deep breaths. The blocks are really helpful to bring the floor a lot closer, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to slide those hips back and get the underside of our right leg. So the hamstrings behind the knee, the calves, even through the Achilles. This is such a nice way to open up the flows in legs that have been not flowing for the whole day. And back into that lizard. If you want to, you can always lower the blocks to a lower place, or you can just do without them. If you have a lot of flexibility, you can get those elbows to the floor. But onto the hands, onto the blocks, and even the different levels of the blocks, you can put them as high as this, medium, and low. So whatever works for you. If you want to get a little bit deeper in this, now that we're in this pose, and you can also let the knee fall out a little bit to get into the hips, which is a really nice way to get more into the hips for this stretch. You can bend your left leg and reach back and clasp it and press your hips forward. Now this is going to start to bring in a lot more of that left hip flexor, which actually, some of those quads, at least one of them, goes all the way down your thigh and wraps around the knee. So if you're ever able to grab that foot, you're getting a much deeper hip flexor stretch because you're engaging the knee and pulling that muscle all the way around it. And release that nice and gently. We don't want to slingshot it back to the mat. All right, so then of course we would do the other side. We can do that together here. Getting back to my blocks. The left foot goes in front this time, pressing those hips down. Deep breaths. If you want to lower the blocks or get rid of them entirely, your hands can come to the floor. Your elbows can come to the floor if you have a lot of flexibility. Just deep breaths here. That's the most important. You can let that knee just open up to the left, get into that hip socket some more. And then we're going to pull back the hip, flexing the front feet, getting into the hamstring, behind the knee, the calf, and the Achilles. And then, of course, optional, if you want to get even deeper into this hip flexor so that you can get all the way down the leg and around the knee, you can reach back, grab that foot, and pull those hips forward again. Such a nice stretch, such a nice opener for your legs at the end of a long work day where we've been sitting in a chair. You can check out my other videos for things you can do while you're at the office. And I hope this helps your workday. See you next time.